in this video, we are going to help you prepare for your CFA Level 1 exam and guide you with certain stuffs. Very first point is that you should find a good updated prep provider. It is very important to prepare from the material or the videos which are first of all updated, because we gave in Feb 2024 and our syllabus got updated like very last moment, and since we had classes, we were lucky that we didn't prefer to any recorded videos. It is for those who prefer to only pre-recorded videos. So make sure that the courses that you are or the videos that you are preferring are already updated.
Yes, because there are certain points or certain subjects that were extended. There were certain concepts that were deducted. So if you are preparing from the old material, it will mess things up for you. So the updated videos are very, very important.
Yeah, and a good lecture videos. Yeah. It's very important that you get conceptual clarity from the videos that you prefer.
Second point is socialize, talk to as many as people you can. Literally, we were introverts, we were not able to socialize with people. In the end, we were able to socialize with the people. We've made a group and it helped us a lot, like literally a lot. There are concepts that you try to figure out in isolation, but it does not works that way. If you are doing it with your friends, they'll help you out and your process becomes very easier and very quick. So make sure to socialize.
Yeah, and while she said while doing CF it's important to socialize. That is also very important, and also socialize beforehand, before you start the course, because certain information we didn't know. We started the course and then we came to know after talking to our seniors and stuff.
So it's important that you socialize, get the clear idea that CFA is for you or not. First of all, it's very important.
Go through know all the processes, know how the examination work, what are the timings of the exam, how the subjects are bifurcated in the exams, what goes in the first half, what goes in the second half. We don't know that at all. And if you want, then we can make another video for that.
Yeah, definitely.
And then decide if the course is suitable for you. If you're truly interested,
then only go for it. And because it takes your at least 6-7 months of your life. So if you're investing the 6-7 months, it is very important that the course is there for you, like it's working for you.
Yeah, and we were in college second year, when bachelor's second year, when we gave the exam, and so we didn't have any financial knowledge beforehand. If you already have certain knowledge regarding finance, then it's very good. If you're preparing for it while after doing MBA, then it might be easier for you. But if you're preparing while doing bachelor's, then it's very important that you go through it once, because you won't be knowing, you'll be only having basic knowledge of finance. It will give you a very deep knowledge in finance. So it's very important that you have the interest in financial stuff.
Yeah, and even go through the criteria. They change it mostly every year, I guess. So go through the criteria, you are eligible or not. So eligibility criteria is one of the things. Go through the fees. It changes almost every year. Yeah. So go through that too. Third point is make really good friends. I got her. So it was, I feel I was so blessed to get her in my life, because things were very easy for us when we started doing it together. Sometimes you feel demotivated, sometimes you are low, sometimes some things that you are not able to figure out, not just educational, some emotional things you are going through, or some personal stuff. So if you have a good friend, you can talk it out, and that person will help you to get a better clarity, that will motivate you, and even you feel that someone is there for you, and that feeling is very important.
people often take CFA course as online course, and that is why they prefer to study in isolation or study alone. But studying alone is like the worst thing you can do, because
Even you can go on LinkedIn and search friends.
search for friends. You can do Google Meets and study with them. Though we live in the same city, we used to study in Google Meets together for like hours. And yeah, there is also one big misconception that you require only 3 hours of study in CFA every day. No,
That's a
biggest
myth that is there.
especially if you're preparing for it while you're doing your bachelor's and you haven't had any financial background. So you require at least 5 to 6 hours a day in the beginning, and then the hours keep on increasing.
Even last days I still remember we used to give our like 16, 17 hours, sometimes more than that.
We hardly slept.
Like literally for like 2-3 hours we used to sleep. So it's quite hectic. So be prepared for those days. Like you can't take it like कि हाँ चलो हो जाएगा. It's just a course. नहीं, that's not the thing. It takes lot of efforts. Like literally lot of efforts.
Next is make daily, weekly and monthly timetables and schedules. It's very, very, very helpful. It gives you an idea that how far you've reached, how far you have to go, with what speed you are going. It's very important that way.
Yeah, it's very
And
important.
along with that, it's also important that you schedule breaks in your timetable, because without breaks, I feel like you'll get so much exhausted, and then you'll ultimately be unsuccessful in reaching your goal.
Yeah, exactly. You know, sometimes if you are going very hectic, yeah, and you are being quite harsh on yourself, so that will make you demotivated, or you'll get ill. So those breaks is kind of rejuvenation for you. So make sure to have those breaks. They are really, really important. And making timetable or having a CTA for you is, you know, something that you wake up and you know what to do, right? So you don't have to sit thinking कि भाई आज क्या करेंगे. नहीं, तुम्हारे पास ऑलरेडी प्लान बना हुआ है. तो दैट मेक्स वेरी इजी कि तुम फ्रेशन अप हुए और तुम्हें आज के दिन में ये ख़त्म करना है, मतलब करना है. तो दैट मेक्स you know your task achievable.
Yeah, you know what you are doing as well. Otherwise, sometimes when we don't know what we are going to do tomorrow or today, itself is very demotivating. ऐसा ही क्वेश्चन आता है कि मैं क्या कर रही हूँ.
वही, और यू गेट कंफ्यूज कि अभी आज मैं एथिक्स शुरू करूँ, इक्विटी शुरू करूँ.
And it can be CFA level 1 can be confusing क्योंकि 10 सब्जेक्ट्स है and अब तो PSM भी है.
तो यू डोंट हैव आइडिया ऑफ एनी ऑफ दो सब्जेक्ट्स. चलो आइडिया होगा तो इकोनॉमिक्स ऐसे से थोड़ा बहुत पता होगा, बट बाकी सब्जेक्ट्स काफ़ी नए हैं तो तुम्हारे लिए काफ़ी डिफिकल्ट हो जाएगा. पर अगर तुम्हारे पास ऑलरेडी एक CTA बना पड़ा है तो तुम्हारे लिए यू नो चीज़ें फिगर आउट करना कि चलो इतने टाइम में रिविजन वाला पार्ट होगा, इतने टाइम में ये सब्जेक्ट्स कवर करना है, तो बहुत ज़्यादा ईजी हो जाएगा तुम्हारे लिए. टास्क अचीवेबल हो जाएंगे बेसिकली.
और हाँ, ऑल्सो कीप स्केड्यूल्स विच आर अचीवेबल एंड प्रैग्मेटिक. अभी डोंट कीप कि आज के दिन पूरा इक्विटी बता दूंगी, ऐसा नहीं होगा. यू नो यू हैव टू गिव टाइम, गिव प्रॉपर टाइम इफ यू हैव टाइम.
हमारी तरह 6 महीने में कर रहे हो तो फिर
नहीं हुआ.
फिर नहीं हुआ. फिर तो तुमको टाइम, तुम्हें दिन के 20 घंटे देने ही पड़ेंगे, नींद को सेक्रीफाइस करना ही पड़ेगा. तो हाँ, तो उसके लिए प्रिपेयर हो जाओ. Next point is make sure to write your own notes, draft your own notes, because that is the only thing that you will need in the last moments or while you are revising. Be brief about it. Don't write whole paragraph. Or don't make don't make it clumsy, right? Just try to write points in very brief manner, in very short terms, that just you will go through it and you will get the whole idea of the concept. So yeah,
I did that mistake of making like I didn't know how to make like brief notes. I used to write entire concept in my notes, but it gets very overwhelming in the last moment that you have to revise so much altogether. So it's very important that you be very precise. Then I had to use her notes. She has been very precise from the beginning. So it's very important. But precision is very important. Yeah. Next is make sure that you solve both Squazzer question banks and curriculum questions. Also make sure when you're okay, so there'll be a problem if you're referring to Squazzer like we did. We used to go for Squazzer, we used to clear our concepts from Squazzer, and then used to solve the question bank of Squazzer, and then the curriculum questions. While solving the curriculum questions, we came across certain concepts which were not covered in Squazzer, and we kind of freaked out that we haven't even read the curriculum
curriculum LOS.
Yeah.
So
we were and it is a lot of data is provided in curriculum, and we were very last moment that time.
yeah, but there is a lot of unnecessary data.
Yeah, unnecessary. But then we figured out that there are a lot of unnecessary data. That's why Squazzer hasn't covered it. And then we came up with this thing that whenever we used to come across certain questions in the while solving the curriculum, we used to make notes regarding it, and then we used to refer to those notes in the last moment, and it helped a lot.
Yeah.
So don't freak out if you come across certain questions or concepts or formulas while solving. Just note it down and refer it later.
Solve as many as questions possible. This is very important point again, because as much as questions you will solve, it will give you the clarity that what kind of questions must be asked in CFA examination. So in beginning we were only focusing on conceptual clarity.
We were only learning the concepts.
Yeah, and we didn't know the application of the concept. So in last days it was very difficult for us while solving mocks. So even we've solved some 8 mocks.
We went 8 to 9
mocks, and then only we can say that we were able to attempt the questions in CFA. Initially we were
It was very difficult.
Initially it was very difficult. If we haven't given like 8-9 mocks, so we might not clear.
Yeah. We would have freaked out in the while giving the exam. So it's very important that you keep on solving the questions, because otherwise only by learning the question, learning the concepts, you will only learn the concepts.
You don't know the application.
Application is very important, because certain questions are so much twisted that its application is very important to know.
Especially in subjects like QAFSA.
Yeah. So concepts का application is equally important as learning the concept.
Then most important point, that revise in last 2 months. Revise ethics regularly every night. Make a ritual. Make a nighttime routine that in 1 hour you'll give 1.5 hours to ethics every day. Ethics is a subject that requires a lot of reading, lot of things that you have to by heart. Just recommendations, for example, there are quite a lot of recommendations. Each standard has its own recommendation thing, and even recommendation for employer, recommendation for the firm. So you have to go through a lot of data, and you have to remember it is something that you have to by heart. So go through that. And even JIPS, don't forget to revise JIPS. It's a small topic kind of thing, but it's a small chapter, but they can ask anything from the JIPS. So make sure that you are revising it properly, and you are going and make sure to go through curriculum questions of ethics especially. And I know there are quite huge paragraphs in ethics while solving curriculum. So you will feel tired, you will feel bored, but conceptual clarity you will get from that is something amazing, I feel.
You will get big paragraphs while solving, but don't freak out. It will give you a habit of reading quickly and interpreting the questions really quickly. So it's important to solve ethics questions regularly. At least 5 to 10 you can do.
Yeah, that's a good amount of questions. In last 2 months, if you have 2 months, we just had 15 days, and we were okay, now we have to do even one LOS or 30-40 questions a day we have to do.
Yeah.
So that's something else. But if you have a good time,
Don't keep ethics for last moment. And I think you might have heard it from a lot of other videos, adult videos as well. And they are not wrong. They are right.
they are right. And we were just like, ethics so easy, na?
Like one thing that they don't focus is what she said, that focus on recommendations. Don't only go for violations. So ethics has interesting violations but very boring recommendations. But recommendations are different for each and every standard. Make sure to make proper notes and bifurcate them, and make sure you remember them correctly. Start with the subjects you think that are new, or you haven't heard, like you don't know much about it. In our case, it was derivatives. We hardly knew anything about what options and swaps and forwards. We hardly knew. We knew, but we had very basic idea. It's very important that you go for that first, because later on when you will again refer to it, there will be a point that you won't remember anything, but at least you will have gone through it once. It will be easier to recap it. So it's very important that you go for it first.
and you will definitely, if you keep it for the last time, you will definitely freak out, because the arbitrage and
Arbitrage, opportunities and everything,
put call parity, these stuffs are very technical. So make sure that you go.
If you've gone through certain difficult topics once and actually beforehand, the first thing you'll get an idea that how tough it can be, and secondly, you won't freak out in the last moment that why the difficult part is coming right now.
Yeah, so keep the subjects that are easier, just like alternative investments and corporate issues for the last, but go through derivatives, equity, FSA, QA in the beginning when you start your CFA journey.
Next is set a target of at least 8 to 10 marks. We gave 8 to 10 marks for the same reason, for proper application of the concepts, to know within how much time we have to attempt a question or to tick the option. It's very important in that way. Also, it gives you the idea that you have to sit for 5 hours straight. You have to make your brain work for 5 hours straight. That way you will have a practice.
It will give a lot more idea about the time management. So what kind of questions you have to attempt first. If you are someone who likes to flag a question, we don't
because we are bad at time
management. But if you are good at time management, you can flag questions. So it will give you more idea about what kind of questions you have to flag, what kind of questions you can attempt and later there are certain questions that are quite brief and quite short, so you will attempt
those first.
Attempt
if you're good at time management, but we weren't, so we used to attempt it in the
sequence only,
because last में you don't get time for.
फिर तो इसलिए इट्स बेटर कि अगर मतलब हम लोग तो नहीं प्रेफर करते हैं कि फ्लैग करो, बट अगर फ्लैग भी कर रहे हो तो मेक श्योर दैट यू हैव इनफ टाइम मतलब तुमने फ्लैग अगर 10-15 क्वेश्चन किए हैं तो मेक श्योर तुम्हारे पास आधा घंटा है टू सॉल्व दैट।
और ऐसा हो तो अटेम्प्ट कर दो, फिर फ्लैग करो, फिर कीप अ टाइम टू गो फॉर इट अगेन. डोंट लीव द क्वेश्चन अनअटेम्प्टेड.
हाँ राइट. परफेक्ट. While you are giving mocks or even not giving mocks, make sure that you are attempting each question in 1.5 minutes. While solving Skillshare question bank or curriculum questions, you have enough time and you will get the answer, but it takes like 5 minutes, 10 minutes or sometimes 30 minutes. So it doesn't make sense. You have like 5 hours to give one exam. You have 180 questions. You have to attempt them all of them in that 180 questions in that 5 hours only.
Half hour is break.
Yeah, half hour is break, but like almost 4.5 hours, right? So conceptual clarity is important, but as much as important is time management. That you are completing each questions in perfect time.
So yeah, so train your mind that your mind should hit that concept and should work upon it in a very minimum time.
Yeah.
That is important, which is 1.5 minutes max.
Right. And sometimes you can give more time to some questions, some practical questions, but if you are giving more time to practical questions, then make sure that theoretical questions, short questions, you are attempting them in like 5 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, not more than that. So the rest of time that you have saved in those questions, you can give them to practical questions.
Practical questions or tougher questions where you require more time.
Yeah, more analysis is required there. Yeah.
Next is refer to juice notes while revising. Now revising comes for last 2 months. So it came for us for last month.
Last how many days? I guess not even last month. 25th was the first date when we've given mocks.
Yeah.
So it's almost like 15-16 days.
Yeah. So keep at least 1 month for revising, 1 whole month. Revising from juice notes. We prefer juice notes because juice notes has this very beautifully written concepts with charts and diagrams and colors and in very brief.
Yeah.
Also, juice notes only covers the concepts in brief, so you will be able to understand only after you've gone through it thoroughly. So don't directly jump into juice notes while preparing initially. Go for Squazure or curriculum or whatever books you are preferring first, and then leave the juice notes for last moment. It covers a lot of things, but in short.
Yeah, so make sure that if you have given 1-2 mocks, and after that you can go through juice notes. Yeah, and even juice notes is a mixture of curriculum and Squazure. So there are few concepts that are not covered in Squazure are given in brief in juice notes. So that helps a lot, like literally a lot. So will recommend you to do a group study. Group study helps a lot.
In our group, we are not only just 2 people, we had 4 to 5 people along with us. Since we did classes, we found people from there, but you could find it from LinkedIn, from Telegram, from anywhere.
Yeah.
It's very important to do group studies.
Do group studies, yeah. There are few concepts that are, you won't be able to figure out in isolation. So when you are doing a group study, your friend can help you out a lot. Sometimes there are concepts that are explained by your professor in very technical terms, so it is very hard to digest. But when your friend is explaining, he or she will use the simplest form to explain you, right? Because they are also student and they have figured out in the simplest way for themselves. So the same method they'll use for you. So make sure that you're doing a group study and your friends are helping out in each and every subject, and you are also helping out them. So yeah.
And it's a lot more fun that way as well. Otherwise, studying alone might pressurize you a lot, and you won't know that in what speed you are going, and you can't compare as well.
Yeah.
So
Even sometimes you feel demotivated, your friend can push you. So that way it is also good. So,
and even after giving notes, do a group analysis because you have done a certain question wrong because you didn't know the concept. And sometimes if you're doing curriculum mocks, the curriculum gives you 2 mocks for free, and if you're solving those mocks, the explanation is not really detailed. Sometimes it doesn't explain you properly. Sometimes that time you can refer to your friend. They can help you really in a good way.
yeah, there are certain concepts that they will explain you, and you're like, oh, it was quite easy. So
Friends make it a lot easier.
make a lot easier.
Yeah, even the concepts and
Yeah, like that was a nice line. So yeah, and your process becomes very quick. Like if you will try to figure out, you will do it for half an hour, same thing, and you will just rub it up.
Yeah, and you'll get frustrated, and you
you
might
just-
you might not even get the solution,
Yeah.
or take a lot of time while getting one. So it's better you do, because a lot of minds will be working together.
So yeah, it makes the process very quick.
So after giving the mocks, analysis of mocks is very important. Properly analyze the mocks, where which mistake you made, how much time you took, how much time you could have taken, and compare it with your friends, that how much time, how quickly their brain works in comparison to yours, and then work upon it. Analysis of mocks is equally important as giving the mocks, because you will know which mistakes you made.
And even try to get accuracy of each mocks with
Subject wise.
yeah, subject wise accuracy while giving I guess CFA mocks.
They give you subject wise
subject wise accuracy, and that helps you to figure out that which subject is strong and which is not, so you can give much time to the subject that you are weak in, and less time to the subject you are strong. So yeah, that is very important.
And start giving mocks as early as possible, because the earlier you'll start, the earlier you'll realize that the questions you solve in Square Question Bank are much easier. The mock questions are really different and kind of difficult as well. And it will get better with practice. So if you get that environment, if you started giving the mocks earlier, you'll be already prepared for it, and you will not freak out in the last moment.
Yeah, that is very important. And the questions that are there in mocks are quite more detail oriented, conceptual. So Square Question Bank questions. Square Question Bank questions are much more based on facts, and I feel that mocks questions are much more based on concepts
And application, how your mind works and applies concepts to those.
especially in ethics. Subjects like ethics, you will get confused. This your mind will manipulate it multiple times. Like we used to do these things, that I used to specifically, that I'll take questions in ethics, and then I'll go through it again once I am done with the mock, and then I'll change the answer, and that will lead to disaster, because in ethics your mind manipulates like this.
You once you attempt the question, for ethics also, don't go for it again, because ethics is very confusing. You've done it right, you've thought upon it, then just move ahead. Don't refer to it again, because in the last moment the mind will manipulate you and will tell you different, that the thing that you've done is wrong.
And it's not just my case. I've even I and Om were giving the last mock. In that mock also, he was doing this thing. He never did this before, revising ethics questions again and again. But in last mock he did that, and he literally got very less accuracy in that. Even Swastik used to do this thing, and he always used to regret about it, that why I've changed it. So please make sure that you are not doing this thing. And initially if you are doing, that's fine, but not in the last minute.
Next is stay in contact with the people who have already given the CFA level 1 exam, if you're preparing for CFA level 1 or any other levels. It's very important to talk to your seniors, because they've already given. They can tell you that how the environment is, how they can guide you with the subjects as well, that which subjects to study more, or what should be the sequence of the subjects. It's very important that way. And since they have already given the exams, they can tell you the mistakes that they have made, and you can improve upon it.
Very true. So we had one friend who guided us really well. Because of him, we were able to give 10 mocks, 8-9 mocks.
He advised us to give the mocks early, though we didn't kind of, but
Yeah.
we then realized that it was very important to start giving mocks earlier.
He only forced us to give mocks this early, and because of his pressure, we were able to do that. So yeah, that's very important.
Very important to find good people.
Yeah, and they'll even help you to help you to provide certain material that you are not available with, and they are available with. So there was one of his friend made some handwritten notes, and he gave us those notes, and while doing fixed income they helped us a lot. So yeah, that can also be the case.
They can tell you how they prepared. Can give you a way to make your schedules, make your timetables, give study hours in a lot of ways. So talk to the seniors, talk to your seniors.
Yeah, most important and very difficult thing to do is stay away from all the distractions while preparing for CFA. I swear we haven't touched our Instagram for like 1.5 months. Like from the first Jan, I guess we've stopped using Instagram till 19th of Feb. No, 23rd of Feb we haven't used. So stop using Instagram. It is a big distraction, mainly because if you're not even consuming it for if you're consuming it for less than 30 minutes also, that 30 minutes will give you a lot of FOMOs. That 30 minutes make you feel like you're not doing anything. That 30 minutes will make you feel like कि यार सब चिल कर रहे हैं तो मैं ये क्या कर रहा हूँ अपनी लाइफ के साथ. So stay away from all the distractions, because
especially last year. Because if you're doing CFA along with your bachelor's, we had it in Feb, and we had our internals coming, then our externals coming, and along with our attempt coming. So we had to focus on a lot of stuff all together. And when you watch people having fun, you don't get jealous, but you feel that way. That why am I not doing that right now?
So it is important to stay away from all the distractions,
especially in the last moment.
Yeah, it will just help you to stay stable emotionally.
Yeah,
basically.
stable.
Yeah.
Next is, of course, stay healthy. Don't overdo yourself. Don't be so harsh on yourself. We kind of made that mistake. We used to sleep less because we kind of freaked out, because we took kind of very lightly in the beginning. We used to do internships along with preparation with college and with exams. So we gave a very less time to sleep, and then later on we started preparing, and that is why we had freaked out. Yeah, but don't be so harsh on yourself, even when you have a lot of stuff to cover up. Take proper sleep. It's important to take proper sleep, because if you are not sleeping, the things that your brain will consume will be lesser.
Yeah. The efficiency will reduce. So if you are someone like us who can work efficiently, even if you have taken 2 or 3 hours of sleep, so that's the best thing. We were like that. So yeah, but if you are not like us, and everyone is different, so if you are not like us, to don't make this.
Sleep is important, nevertheless. Like even if you're able to work efficiently without having proper sleep, still sleep is important.
Still sleep is important, right? So what we used to do is that we don't used to sleep while we have to when we have to give mocks, but after mocks we used to take out proper time. We used to chill and then sleep properly for like 8 hours, not more than that, but for 8 hours we used to.
Yeah. So stay healthy. Don't eat junk, especially in the last month.
Yeah, we've eaten a lot of junk.
We ate a lot of junk. We used to stay all together like for the entire day, since we couldn't study alone at all. It was very demotivating, because it was all last forward for us. It was demotivating for us, kind of.
Yeah, it
was very
quite
important to study.
exhausting.
Yeah, it was quite exhausting. We used to stay all together the whole time. We used to come here or go to the places where there's peace or like that. So we had to like order food and used to eat a lot of junk, and we didn't take care properly of ourselves. So it affects in a lot of other ways later on.
Not during your exam.
You're not
but
doing your
yeah.
exams,
I
but
was
later.
ill for like 15-16 days after my exams.
We overdid ourselves.
Yeah.
Try not to overdo yourself. Also, don't overfeed data. Last moment, especially. Last 2 months, you should only do the revision. The overfeeding of data must be done initially and not in the last moment, because the more data you feed yourself, the more confused you will get, the more you will get freaked out, because you'll just only feel that you don't know
Anything.
yeah, you don't know anything. The more you read, the more also mocks give only of certain
certain
sources,
providers.
yeah, because certain mocks will freak you out. They are way harder,
Salt.
like salt.
But
You can give it for your, if you have confidence and if you are strong enough mentally that it won't affect you, but we weren't. So we won't prefer you, but you can if you're strong mentally. Otherwise, yes.
पॉइंट इज कीप रिवाइजिंग. हम लोग का ऐसा हुआ था कि हम लोगों ने इक्विटी सबसे पहले लिया था एंड लास्ट मोमेंट में हो गया था कि भाई हमने कुछ पढ़ा ही नहीं है कि क्या, मतलब पूरा हमें नया जैसे लग रहा था, पूरा भूल गए थे. तो ये बहुत बड़ी मिस्टेक थी और हमने इवन इक्विटी में नोट्स नहीं बनाए थे. तो इनिशियली आप नोट्स बना रहे हो तो रिवाइज करते टाइम वो काफ़ी हेल्पफुल रहता है. तो यू नो कीप ऑन रिवाइजिंग थिंग्स.
Yes, keep on revising. Also, ये ऑलरेडी पॉइंट कवर कर चुका है कि एग्ज़ाम मॉक्स के टाइम या फिर आप खुद से मॉक्स दे रहे हो या फिर किसी जगह पे जाकर मॉक्स दे रहे हो, तो मेक श्योर दैट यू डोंट मंच व्हाइल गिविंग द मॉक्स, क्योंकि आपको आदत होगी टू गिव द मॉक्स इन कम्फर्ट जोन. वहाँ पे यू वोंट बी अलाउड टू मंच अलॉन्ग विद गिविंग द मॉक्स. योर टमी शुड बी एबल टू your mind should be able to work without filling your tummy. So
Yeah, that is one. So that's it for the video. अगर आपको और भी कुछ जानना है रिगार्डिंग CFL लेवल 1 तो वी कैन हेल्प यू आउट एनी डे. कमेंट्स करो कि क्या और चीज़ है. अगर आपको किसी स्पेसिफिक चीज़ पे यू नो कि कैसे टाइम टेबल बनाना है, कि हमारा टाइम टेबल क्या था या हमने कैसी चीज़ों को नोट्स बनाया या बाइफरकेट कैसे किया, तो उसके लिए हम डिफरेंट वीडियोस आपके लिए लाते
आप
रहेंगे.
क्वेश्चंस पूछो, ऐसा होगा तो हम और एक वीडियो बनाएंगे और स्पेशली वो क्वेश्चंस को कवर करेंगे.
ओके, बाय. Oh, don't forget to like, share and subscribe.